Congratulations, you're sitting on the pole for the Rolex 24 at Daytona. How does it feel?
Well, it feels great. I'm very happy to be on this track and this race with S&P Racing car number 7. And it's the first race in the US for the BR01 car. And, I was developing it beside other drivers through all 2015, and I'm very happy that one of our great results is to be a pole sitter in Daytona. It's one of the most greatest race and one of the most difficultest race for sure that I've raced, and the competition is very tough. If you just see the list of the drivers who are participating here, it's I would say it's on the same level as Le Mans, that's for sure. So of course the results like this for us is very important.
The conditions out there were just terrible today. I mean, it kept raining harder and harder, and I think you had the hardest rain all day long during your qualifying session. How were you able to negotiate it to get the pole?
It was not easy, I can tell you. It was just not easy to hold the car on track, because it was aquaplaning all over the place, and it was aquaplaning on the oval. It was aquaplaning and then it was straight. Sometimes I needed to lift on the straight because the car was moving. But I'm happy that in these difficult conditions we could still show our pace. Being first time here in the US with a brand new car and winning this qualifier, it's very important for us. That's for sure.
The conditions are supposed to be better the rest of the weekend. It looks good the rest of the weekend. So how important does that make the practice session tomorrow, the one last practice session, to run in dry conditions to get ready for the race?
I think it's going to be important for everybody. It's the same conditions for everyone. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit easier for the people who've been here before on their cars in previous years, maybe. But at the same time, we tested here with everybody on official tests a couple of weeks ago, so we know around where we need to be with the setup, and I don't think that we're gonna have a lot of problem with finding the solutions. But for sure it's not easy, because we're spending a lot of time here on the wet conditions and the same time when the race is gonna be dry. But it's one of the challenge for everybody.
And you're one of many INDYCAR drivers here this weekend. You're leading the whole contingent. How does that feel?
Well, it feels like a good start of the season, that's for sure. And I'm very happy to be back in INDYCAR. That I'm gonna participate in this year for Schmidt Peres Motorsport. And definitely, it's a very good start of the year.
Obviously, not ideal conditions today. How was it out there?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's just been one of those days where it's been wet for the majority, and then obviously come qualifying it was a bit monsoon. I think, especially for the last half. So. It is what it is, and we didn't, I think, qualify that well. I think maybe 3rd or 7th, I don't even know. So, but 24-hour race is not going to matter too much. But did a bit of grass track in there at the end.
Yeah, what happened?
I came into pit lane. I was literally going half throttle on the straight in 3rd gear, came into pit lane, and there was just a massive lake there. And instead of going down pit lane, I decided to go to the right and took on the grass for a little while.
A little sightseeing tour?
Yeah, unfortunately. But car's fine. They'll get through their engine change tonight and get ready for the race.
Is that because it was so wet today and the forecast for the rest of the weekend is good?
Yeah.
Does that make tomorrow practice really important, or are you guys pretty well set already?
Yeah, we've had a few little issues, I think, as far as, straight out speed, we haven't been where we'd like to be as well. A lot of people think that we were sandbagging a lot, but straight up, we just really don't have the pace that we would like. It is a 24-hour race. This team's very good at it, and obviously, the car's pretty robust too, so, hopefully that comes into play and we can still get a good result.
How was it during qualifying?
Yeah, qualifying was a mess. We only got one timed lap with our car, so we sort of went out late, and then there was a red flag, so we came in, and then I think on the next green flag run, we were the only car that only got one timed lap, so we just put a time on the board. It wasn't great, but it's been an interesting day. It's been raining all day, and it's really the first time we've got to run the Ford GT in these conditions, so it's been really good actually, just to check with inside the car with the fogging, demisting, and the wiper. It's the first time we've used a wiper on this car. So, I mean, it's all sort of first experiences that you always want to do in practice and not in the race. So it's been a productive day. I've been really happy with the car. We had a good test earlier in the month, so I feel confident about our setup for the dry conditions. So today we've just been using it as a new experience running in the rain.
So how important does that make tomorrow's practice session, since that's the last practice session and it should be a dry conditions?
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to try to get the three of us through the car. Westbrook hasn't even been in the car yet this weekend, so he's probably going to start, and then we'll get Stefan in, and then I'll probably go last if there's time, but it's only a 1 hour session, so we'll just do what we can. I think we're all pretty comfortable with the car. We haven't really changed a whole lot from the beginning of the month, so yeah, I mean, we've been working on the preparation of the car and trying to make sure it's going to go the distance, and fingers crossed we can make it the whole way.
Overall, the program itself, how far progress is going, you feel comfortable, feel good with the way things are going?
Yeah, I am. I mean, the car is just amazing to drive, to look at, to sit in, to feel. I mean, it's just a beautiful car. I'm really excited to be a part of the program. So yeah, it's been really good. The guys at Chip Ganassi Racing have just been absolutely non-stop. I think they've basically taken all their INDYCAR guys and put them on the prototype and the GT program for this month. But yeah, it's going well. Really making progress. Getting the comfort of the car better all the time. I think we're all really happy with it now. The brakes have been a big development for us during the winter, and they're awesome now. So it's a brand new program. We've been working hard. Ford's been great to work with, and just really happy to be a part of the program.
So you get goosebumps being in a car just like us, who's standing around looking from the outside and go, GT, go, wow.
I feel pretty lucky, that's for sure, and I can't take enough pictures of it, so I'm still a big fan.
Yeah, I think the day, overall it's been good. We're going to start third. I heard overall, maybe. I think the GTLM cars are quicker than the prototypes, actually, which is strange in the rain, but the tire here is pretty solid, the Michelin that we use on the BMW, so, that definitely helped. But no, it's been good. It's always nice to get back in these things, and we won Daytona 5 years ago, so try to get another watch here this weekend. But it's great to be back and kind of kick off our season.
With the conditions are supposed to be good the rest of the weekend, how important will that make tomorrow's practice?
Yeah, tomorrow's important. Tonight I'm going to run a little bit in the rain here. I'm just going to do basically an out and in, to kind of bed some brakes and make sure the headlights are working properly. That's about it. There's not much we can learn in conditions like this. The puddling is so bad. The aquaplaning was terrible in qualifying, John said. So not going to do much here. Just kind of putz around and make sure everything's okay. And then overnight we'll change a lot of stuff for the morning. Change the engine, transmissions, all brakes, all that stuff. So tomorrow's practice is really key, because that's when you go out there to make sure everything's running and operating properly to go into the race. So I guess tonight's fun, but looking forward to getting a couple laps over with.
Just keep it off the wall, right?
That's the goal. Yeah, particularly me. I'm the outsider here. I'm the, can't take off the Germans too much.
And I know it's a big weekend for BMW. 6 debuting, 100th anniversary of BMW, so this is a big weekend.
It is, and it's cool for me to be in the number 100 car. We've got reflective paint scheme. It'll look pretty cool tonight, actually, with the vinyl they can do nowadays. It's pretty unbelievable. So, but 100 years of BMW, and you got the new M6 GTLM coming out here. Very cool car. It's amazing they can make such a big car perform the way that it does. I mean, you look against the cars we're competing against, the Ford GT and the Corvette. Corvette's actually pretty big too, but the Ferrari, those are all tiny cars. So we've got them all beat on size, and hopefully we can keep up with them and outperform. And really, the reliability of the BMW, hopefully perform really well this weekend on race day and race 2 days, I guess, and have no issues and get another win.